Shalom. I want to get into knock down this Easter thing real quick. Be a little short one, quick and easy. Now, the other day I was watching Wonder Woman, and it was the one where the guy was making wishes. So basically, he was granting everybody wishes, and I caught it towards the end. So what he was doing was actually studying gods. He was studying gods. He ended up tapping into one. He ended up tapping into this certain god, the one that grants your wishes. Probably Gad or God. God and Gad, same thing. Deity of fortune. But he tapped into it and he started granting people wishes. So at that point, he became their god. But as they received something, they got their wishes granted, but they began to lose. They lost something of themselves, or they lost something, the death of a person or something like that. So that's what all these holidays is about. The book of Enoch, chapter 6, verse 22. And Uriel said to me, here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits, assuming many different forms, are defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. Even this stupid Easter stuff, which is Issachar, Ashtoreth, all of them are linked up. Ashtoreth, Issachar, it all comes from Ceramis, which is false deity worship. All in all, it's just false deity worship or female deity worship. That's what all these, the Mother Mary and all this other crap. That's what all that's about. It's all female deity worship. Ceramis was a legendary Assyrian queen, not a figure in the Bible, often portrayed as a beautiful and powerful queen who claimed to be the queen of heaven and even the mother of a reincarnated Nimrod. This is what the egg is about. Now, when Nimrod came down, supposedly, he came down as Tammuz. Tammuz, which is the reason why you have a T on the top of churches. Those are not crosses, those are T's. But he was said to come down in an egg. This is what Easter is all about. Ceramis and Tammuz. In one version of the myth, Queen Ceramis, also known as Ishtar, was said to have descended from a moon egg that fell into the Euphrates River. This egg was seen as a symbol of her divinity and the origin of Tammuz, who was her son. Genesis 10, verses 8. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. Verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Most High. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Most High. Verse 10. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Eresh, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. In Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews, Nimrod is portrayed as a powerful and ambitious leader who is credited with initiating the construction of the Tower of Babel in Babel or Shinar. He is depicted as a figure who incited the people to defy the Most High, believing their own strength could achieve what the Most High had promised. Josephus' account emphasizes Nimrod's role in the rebellion and his vision of challenging the Most High's power through the tower. The tower today is the internet. The concept of a queen of heaven is also found in other ancient religions, and in the Christian tradition, Mary is revered as the Queen of Heaven and Mother of God. Queen of Heaven claim. Semiramis was said to have claimed that her son was the reincarnated Nimrod, earning her the title Queen of Heaven, according to some accounts. The Queen of Heaven concept. Ancient religions. The concept of a Queen of Heaven, or a goddess of the sky and fertility, was common in many ancient Near Eastern religions. Asherah. In some biblical and extra-biblical texts, the goddess Asherah is identified as the consort of Yahweh or Jehovah, which is Yahweh in English, and is sometimes called the Queen of Heaven, according to some scholars. Other deities. Other goddesses like Isis and Astarte also bear the title Queen of Heaven in different religious contexts. This is all ways Satan is repaying the female for helping bring mankind down. So when you Google Astaroth, Issachar, and all, they try to say these things are not connected, but even the statues show with the eggs on the body what it's all about. Ashtaroth, a demon, specifically a Grand Duke of Hell, and demonological traditions, often depicted as male, though his origins are linked to the goddess Astarte, sometimes associated with the sin of sloth and luring men into temptation. Commands a significant number of demons, 40 legions, and is considered a treasurer of hell. Some believe he will only appear to those who see him as the goddess Astarte. Astarte, a goddess of love, fertility, and war in Phoenician and Canaanite mythology. Considered a goddess of the stars and a queen of compassion, love, and relationships. Her name is sometimes linked to the Hebrew term Ashtaroth, which means increase, progeny, suggesting her role as a fertility deity. Worship in various ancient civilizations, including Egypt, Agarit, and among the Hittites. Now the rabbit, it even goes farther. It even goes farther than that, as far as the rabbit is concerned. It goes farther than that. They worship the rabbit. Esau, he worshipped the rabbit. That's why the Bible makes references to the beasts, calls them beasts, because they not only worship the rabbit. At one point, they were drinking rabbit blood, drinking rabbit fluids. So their DNA is actually linked to the rabbit. So, and I'm gonna put a sound bite by Pastor Darby on there, on the research he did to prove this thing. So this is what the rabbit is all about.
Now listen. Now, before I go to Revelation, I'm going to hit you with this rabbit thing. Now, I told you all Wednesday about the blood type called RH negative. And that RH stands for rhesus monkey. That's what it stands for. Now, without getting very technical, it's a lot of technicality to understand this, but I'll try to break it down the best I can. There are people who have RH negative blood. It just so happens to be that maybe like 1% or between 1 and 4% of black people have this negative blood. So it's really not something that black people have. But 60% of white people have Rh negative blood. They don't talk about this. They don't tell you this stuff. Now, what this means is that their blood cannot make a certain antigen called antigen D. And what that means is normal people, normal blood, A, B, O, those normal blood, they make this antigen. You got what I'm saying? Now, in order to isolate this, they found out that people with Rh negative blood, mainly white folk, can produce a rabbit gene. See, if I had my PowerPoint, I have it. I'll show you the whole graph of it. Scientists was baffled by how these people, now nobody else can do that. No non-whites can do it. It's only whites that can produce this rabbit gene. You got what I'm saying? And they were saying that they don't know how they were doing it until they went to this place of the Basque people, which is between France and Spain. When they went there, they found out that's the highest concentration of people with Rh negative blood, which are all white folk. So what happened was they found out that because those pagan societies worship rabbits for fertility. Got y'all interested, don't they? Because they worship. That's where the symbol of Easter Bunny and the rabbits were worshipped as a fertility symbol. The rabbit's foot, they believe body parts of rabbits was good luck. Actually, the rabbit's foot was the phallus symbol for real. It really wasn't considered a foot. But those pagans up in those cleft of the rock countries was worshiping rabbits, that they would consume rabbit fluid. They proved it by science. And because they said over so many hundreds of years of them worshiping rabbits for fertility purposes and consuming rabbit fluid, they actually have a mutation. White people mutated themselves. That's how they're able to create a rabbit gene. That's why when they get pregnant, they have to get certain shots and stuff, because that gene is in their body. If they mate with somebody else got it, the child will usually die. So white people are mutated. Their blood is not like everybody else's. They didn't teach us that in school. And so y'all done. Just look it up. Go look it up. Don't just look it up. Just look up what I said and you will see what I'm saying is the truth. Amen. And so this is where they were up in those caves for hundreds and hundreds of years, mutating. And that's why all of the symbolism of Britain and all, it was rabbits. Alice in Wonderland, all these symbols. As a matter of fact, the Trinity of God they had was 3 rabbits. Because they consume, that's what they was into. And they actually, by them consuming, and I believe they was probably drinking blood, rabbit blood, and consuming the fluid, that they actually had mixed with themselves to the point that they had altered and mutated their own bodies. And so blood does mean something. Who you get your organ from means something. Who you blood transfusion, it means something.
Leviticus 17, 10 and 11. And whatsoever man there be of you of the house of Yasha'al, or among the strangers that sojourn among you, that eats any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eats blood, and will cut him off from among his people. 11. For the life of the flesh is in the blood. So, we see that the rabbit is even deeper than just Easter, or Issachar, or Ashtoreth. Like I say, this is all Mystery Babylon. This is all comes out of the Mystery Babylon religion. So, like I say, Satan has no integrity. As long as you worship him, he don't really care how you worship him, but he just wants you to worship him. But all this stuff is garbage. So anybody lining up for Easter Sunday and all this other stuff, you are actually at that point worshiping a false god. You are tying yourself into a false god. And because of the truth that has come out, especially those that watch this video and still continue to do that, there are repercussions. There are sicknesses and diseases connected with the disobedience of worshiping these gods. As in the prophet Samuel, like he warned the people, and I put up the scripture, hey, stop worshiping the Ashtoreth and the Baals, and I'll bless you. And not I, but the Most High will bless you. So this is the way you get the curse off of you. So long as you keep playing with this stuff, you're going to continue to be cursed. You're going to continue to take a lot of losses. 1 Samuel, 7th chapter, 3rd and 4th verse. And Samuel spoke to all the house of Yasha'el, saying, if you do with all your heart, return to Yasha, take away the strange god from the midst of you, and the groves, and prepare your heart to serve Yasha, and serve him only, and he shall deliver you from the hand of the Philistines. And the children of Yasharal took away Balaam and the groves of Ashtoreth, and served Yasha only. Deuteronomy 28, 45, and 46. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you, and shall pursue you, and overtake you, till you be destroyed, because you listen not unto the voice of Yasha your power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever. 47, I'm putting one more in there. Because you serve not Yasha your power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, but the abundance of all things. Therefore shall you serve your enemies, which Yasha shall send against you, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. So, hey, I'm signing off. Like I say, I'm making this just a short one, just to defy Easter. But Shalom, and have a happy Shabbat.